Mr. Burgh, and I will be speaking about my new album, Moonfleet and Other Stories.
And in your heart you have been waiting.
Moonfleet is a story set in 18th century Dorset in England. It's a story of smugglers, of betrayal, of a cursed, fantastic diamond, and most of all, it's a love story. A love story between a girl and a boy, and an older man and the same boy who became lifelong friends. I came across the book Moonfleet in my teenage years, and I absolutely loved it because the stories of adventure and of smugglers and of hidden treasure, it really appealed to me. I came back to the story again and again, and one day, quite recently, I thought this would make a fantastic piece of music. A few years ago I made an album called The Story Man, because stories and me, we've always been great friends, and I loved writing songs that are stories because they become like films in the mind. I thought it was a very good progression to then go to a story like Moonfleet, which I knew and loved, and then I could explain in a much longer piece of music exactly the action and what happens to create in the mind of the listener this extraordinary film.
Have a care, 'twas evilly come by and no good will you find it. Have a care.
The album is called Moonfleet and Other Stories. I don't want anyone to think it's just the Moonfleet project. In fact, there's 6 other stories, and these ones are all different themes, different ideas, and that will be the second half of the album. It's like an additional extra to the Moonfleet project. I've had the experience several times of performing in Abbey Road with a full orchestra. It was the Royal Philharmonic, 90 people playing, making a fantastic noise. I had my own little glass house in with all the string players, and it was an amazing sound to be amongst all those players. And it makes me, as a singer, perform to the best of my ability.
Blow and send them home again, set the sails for England's way.
The great thing about a wonderful story is it never dies. And I think even more so today, when people have got strong visual imagination from watching television, going to movies, I think young people would be absolutely delighted by this exciting story because it's a love story, essentially.
No storm can bring us down. Somewhere there's a heart that's waiting.
In a career as long as mine, it's impossible to remember all the incredible highlights. But I suppose in the early days when people sort of turned onto my music for the first time, that was exciting, even in a small country, and then it was the bigger countries, and then it was the world. It was like having a globe of the world and little lights going on all over the place.
Everywhere I go, I see an image of her face.
My next major tour will be with Moonfleet in 2011.
She talks to me in 1,000 ways.
Clearly on tour, you want to present the songs they love and they know. I think some people have made that mistake in the past of doing an entire new album, which is, I don't think it's the right thing to do. But for me, it'll be all the hits and more, and obviously some songs from Moonfleet and Other Stories.
Everywhere I go, I see her face again. Everywhere I look, I see her smile and wave. Everywhere
At the end of every day, I always like to look back and see what I've achieved that day, because life is short. What makes my career so wonderful for me is the love and affection that I get from people all over the world. And if people are still interested in hearing what I do and seeing what I do on stage, then I will carry on. I feel that I have one of the best jobs in the world, because my job is quite simply to make people happy.